Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. Welcome to another in a series of what people need to consider when preparing for chaos. The first one was on the rich, what the rich need to consider when preparing for chaos. The second one was on the poor, what the poor need to consider. And the third one was what the elderly, ill, and infirm need to consider when preparing for chaos. This one is what women need to consider when preparing for chaos. Dun, dun, dun. Cue the intro. We're back. All right, look, I don't take joy in a lot of these videos because some of what I put out is a bummer. But I'm never one to really mince words, and I just tell you what it is or what it's going to be like according to me, according to how I see things going down. And it's better to be prepared for that than it is to think that everything's going to be lovely and fine and beautiful and then be shocked to find the truth, right? So, what women need to consider when preparing for chaos. Now, when I talk about chaos, I talk about a true world without rule of law. Right? I call it condition black. Everything you know has changed. The government that was once in charge and at large, non-existent. Can't find them. Cops, forget about it. Aid coming from afar, forget about it. You're on your own, and things are different. Like I said, I call it condition black. It goes back to the way things used to be in much of the world. Civilization has changed things a lot, and a lot of it for the better, and I've talked about that before. Poor people are taken care of. The truth is there are no truly, this will get me in trouble, truly poor people in the U.S. U.S. citizens. There's some poor immigrants just because of all the social welfare programs. Nothing like compared to the third world if you go there and look at things. And that's because we take care of people. Medicine, we have great medical care even if you don't have any money in the U.S. Compared to how things were 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 500 years ago. And so we have gotten used to things. And women have gotten used to things. And may I dare say, gotten away with things for the last 100 or so years. And actually, in some cases, in just the last 50 years, right? Women's lib. Yes! You know how in weddings, say I'm going back to come forward. Do you know how in weddings, the father of the bride walks his beautiful daughter down the aisle and then hands her off to the groom, right? Do you know why that's done? Because in times of yore, women were under the roof, under the protection, under the direction of their fathers until they married. At which point, check this out, they came under the protection, under the headship of their husband. And their husband then took care of them and was in charge of the new household, of which she was a member. And so dads took care of daughters. There were no women living out on their own back in the day. Move out of dad's house because his rules are a little bit too restrictive, and then go get an apartment with your two girlfriends and go to job and make your money and go shopping and go out on Friday and Saturday with your girlfriends and, doing the things, and life is good and you're not the boss of me, right? None of that went on at all. And some of you women now are going, well, yeah, but now we have freedom and liberation and dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, and we would never want to go back to that. You're going to go back to that, or you're going to suffer horrific consequences. Because here's the reality. Men are pigs. Men are brutes. We fight, we kill. We go out and bring home the meat. And civilization has really softened those edges and those needs for men to do that. But once the leveling happens, once the world without rule of law actually exists outside your doorway, if you're not with a man, you're in trouble if you are a woman. bottom line, you're in trouble. You're going to get raped. You're going to get treated badly. You're going to get abused. It's just going to happen. Oh no, that would never happen. That will happen. And we have these fantasies in society today that women can take care of themselves. I teach women self-defense classes. I teach them how to break contact with my own version of shock and awe and run away. There is no way the average woman, the above average woman, can get in a ring with me, and I'm 54 years old, and square off and win a fight. Forget about with a 30-year-old guy, 25-year-old guy. It's just not going to happen. You can't fight a man because he's bigger and stronger than you. It is the way of things. And men are going to very quickly figure out that they take what they want. And if they want you, they're going to take you unless there's another man that says, you can't have her. You got to go through me. Wow, that's harsh, right? And so, women, if you are at all concerned with end times, you need to start thinking about who the man in your life is. Is he a man? Does he treat you well? He doesn't have to treat you like a little princess. That doesn't have to happen, but he has to treat you well. He has to treat you with respect and dignity, right? But most of all, he has to provide. If your man is not providing for you now, there's no way in God's green earth he's going to provide for you in end times. He's just not going to do it. And if you have one of these soft, effeminate, metrosexual, hipster little men that Matt Best does a great job making fun of, if you have one of them in your life and think he's your man, whoo, you're in for some shockers when this whole thing falls apart. There's a reason that the warlords of yore had multiple wives. Because women are attracted to power. Women are still attracted to power. Why do you think old fat politicians have all these mistresses on the side? Why do you think rich dudes have all these girlfriends on the side? Because that's power in today's society. Political power, monetary power, that's power. And women are attracted to that. It's a great aphrodisiac. But when money doesn't matter, when there ain't no politics of the kind that we think about today going on, politics is never going to end, by the way. When it comes down to more simple human characteristics, different men will be the powerful men. Now, they still have to be smart. They still have to take care of their people, or there'll be a rebellion or poison in the night or a dagger. You know, there's all that stuff that goes on. But women, you can't be out there on your own. And so you better get used to that idea. You're going to have to come up under the protection of a man. There's a reason that polygyny, and that is one man with multiple wives, was so popular is probably not the right word, but accepted back in times of yore, because who dies in the fighting? Men. So there's more women than men, and women without a man are in trouble. And so men took multiple wives. They came up underneath the protection of the man. And so when times get hard, you're going to need a man. You liberal, feminists, self-actualized females who think you're out there making a career and making a difference right now because you're doing some high-paid executive job and driving your cool car with your cool clothes and your cool whatever. That's just not going to impress the guy that kicks down your door. Short, simple, you need a man, and you need a real man. I did a video once, and it's pretty popular. It's got a lot of views on it, called Man Up. You can search for it in my search box. Deriding men today. Men who don't take care of their responsibilities. Men who don't take care of their women. Men who just go running around playing this, that, and the other thing, letting the woman take care of him. That's ridiculous. That's not manly. I've got other words, but I try not to use them anymore. So, women, find yourself a real man. Find yourself a man who will protect you, who will care for you, who will provide for you, and latch on to him, because hard times are coming, and the choices you make today are going to have consequences tomorrow. All right, hate me, comment, share it with your girlfriends. But the truth is, I did this video because I care about y'all. I don't want bad things to happen to you. I want you to have a great, fulfilling life. You know, there's another whole thing about the division of labor. That's coming back too. Traditional roles for men and women. There's a reason that there are traditional roles. There's a reason that women cook and keep the home and provide, for the children and provide for the husband when he comes back from fighting and bringing in the bacon. I don't eat bacon. It's a phrase. There's a reason for that, and those reasons could very well be coming to a neighborhood near you very soon. All right, do the best you can with what you got, where you're at, and if you're watching this video anywhere other than Viking Preparedness, somebody's ripping me off. Report them, flag them. All right, I'll see you out there.